Hello guys, Tivik here and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. This is the TSP Heavy 2, sporting a large command capsule, a very large upper stage, a very large lower stage. This should probably be able to lift pretty much anything I want, but the main sail engines down there, they put up a lot of thrust. This is not the most stable rocket, but I think we should be able to launch it. Let's clear the launch pad and proceed. In this episode, I want to show you the Flight Engineer. This is a little bit of an add-on, which sits up on top here. It's hard to see in the dark here. It shows us information such as our current apoapsis height, expected, and things like that. But before things go bad here, let's power up the SAS, switch on our resources, show for stage only, and power up our engines at about that much. Yeah. Alright, so ready for this? We'll move it over there. Lift off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off. And the TSP-1 is clear the tower. It is very slow when it rises up there. It's a horizontal speed of 0, well, a vertical speed of 40 meters per second, and it's climbing. Now we have an expected apoapsis of 800. Well, that's because we are still trying to climb up here. There's some debris still on the launch pad. I think that's from the towers. Now I'm gonna let these burn until they reach high enough altitude, and I did something stupid. I added these thrusters. And I can't quite disable them now. They might be a bit of a problem once we get up higher, but we'll see, we'll see. The first ones are soon running out of fuel here. But you can see we have a lot of fuel. Now the outer ones are out of fuel, so let's separate from them. And they spin away, which is not the best thing to do, but that's fine with me. I'm gonna keep this throttle now. And since our mass is going down all the time, we are getting a better and better thrust to weight ratio at this throttle, which is good. Now, I don't want to play with too many add-ons, but this one actually helps me. It can show some information, such as if I want to rendezvous with the moon, I would get some information about the altitude, distance, and ascending node, stuff like that. It does not give me any specific information such as turn this way. Well, kind of it does, but you know, I still have to work for it. So carefully now, I'm going to turn this vessel. It's gonna be a very careful gravity turn, because I don't know the stability of it, and I don't want it to rotate. It's actually surprisingly stable. And at about 45 degrees to the 90 mark, we switch on the SAS and keep burning. Perfect. We are gaining altitude. The apoapsis should be climbing soon. And we have increasing vertical speed. We also get our g-forces and our terminal velocity. I don't know. Atmospheric efficiency. We see that the density of the atmosphere is going down. That's because we're getting to thinner air, which is good. And soon our tanks will be out of fuel. There we are. Perfect. Now we need to conserve fuel. this stage, I want this stage to be enough to take us into orbit and then some. Although I will probably get rid of it just before, which means that we probably didn't need all that extra fuel. But it doesn't hurt to have a little bit of extras. I'm turning this one slightly now. Oh. Not up. I wanted to twist it a little bit. There we go. At least a bit. We now have an apoapsis height of 70 kilometers. I'm gonna keep burning at this throttle until we hit 100. And my goal here is to maybe send these guys to the moon and back. Wouldn't that be awesome? I would like to do some orbital maneuvering, which will probably be part of this, so yeah, I'm gonna give that a shot. Let's see. But the first thing, we need to get an orbit at about, say, 150 to 200 kilometers. And we have 100 kilometers on the orbit now. Let's close that down and take a look at the map. Our apoapsis is there. Now, orbital maneuvering. You can click anywhere on this node to get a maneuver, which will help me because I'm going to pull this one here to see, to get an apoapsis of 100. Actually, let's no, I can't do that with that, so we have a minute till we hit that point. Let's zoom out a little bit. Estimated burn 102. With these two flickering means we are very close to circular orbit. I want that one to be over 100, and I'm almost about to miss it. So let's switch on the RCS and get our craft turned if we can. Yeah, we can. Gonna have to work a little bit for this one, I think. It's very, very heavy. Should have fitted some RCS down below there. But that will be fine. Let's burn. And we're gonna watch our temperature. And I'm using the thrust here to keep myself aligned with the point there. Oh dear, our engine blew. Oh dear. Are you guys okay? Alright, so there won't be any going to the moon. Let's see. I'm gonna just adjust a bit here. Well, let's look. We don't have an orbit yet, so we need to continue burning. The main sails are a bit volatile. I didn't even see the temperature on that one. Wonder why. Well, we are reaching at least an orbit. Let's keep burning for a little longer. Let's see. We have an orbit of 340. Well, that's gonna be okay. That's gonna go down to the ground. This one is at the launch pad. Yep. Okay, so here, now we need to make this orbit bigger. Not that big. 341, 348, 343, 339, 40, 43, 43, 42, 36. We're gonna have to make more than one burn. Okay, so now I'm just gonna get a feel for this part of the rocket. Still heavy, but definitely doable. It's very, very rotationally unstable though. But we should be fine. Okay, let's just lock the SAS and we'll speed up until we are about 3 minutes from. Four, 3, 2 minutes, because I might need more than that to turn this thing around. Granted, I'm using the slow controls now. Let's use a little bit more. Oh, stop it. Oh, it's so heavy to turn. I need to build a more nimble craft, definitely. It's nimble in that direction. We're a minute out. Actually, we have the moon there. Now, I don't think we'll be able to reach the moon, to be honest. What do I can do to make it more rotationally stable? Oh well. We are now pointed in the right direction at least. And we will burn in half a minute. We're only gonna need to burn for a few seconds here, so... Okay. We'll burn in 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, burn. And cut power. Now we have a fairly good orbit actually. 339, 343. It shouldn't be too bad. Now, this orbit here is fairly good. We could probably get... Oh, I don't remember the delta V needed for the moon. Well, let's just circle here and do a little bit of orbital maneuvering just to figure things out, because that was a simple maneuver, but we are slanted and I do want to have a fairly good orbit. So if we burn... Where is the lowest part? The orbit says inclination. Well, it's very good actually. Let's see if we can turn this at the apoapsis. Let's see if we can turn this somehow. Using these ones, I change the vertical orientation, and that's going to be a catch up for another planet. I don't know which one. Oh. That's an escape from the... I was thinking I would set myself up for more of a polar. This could be an interesting maneuver, definitely. Oh. That would give us 305 by 343. Not bad. .310 by 343. 328 by 343. So these orbital maneuvers are very useful for doing orbital maneuvering. Shall we try this burn? In 7 minutes, we need to burn for almost a minute to get this. And we are gonna have to find the angle that we are going to burn. It has to be somewhere around over here. There we go. Here is the target. Oh, stop it. With the RCS, I just hold F to brake. We will have enough to deorbit from this, I am sure, but you might have to do this in more than one go, but it's worth a try. Careful boosts here. There we go. Okay. This should let us see the polar caps. Are you guys ready for that? Lambert, Guscott, and Italy. We're gonna start the burn at about 40 seconds to node. And hopefully that'll help. We might have to correct this a couple of times. I don't want to warp too fast, but I do want to warp so you... Oh, there we go. Ready for this. Let's burn. The periapsis is very low now. But we have tilted about that much. Let's cut. And we will want to orient ourselves. Is that retrograde? No, it's prograde. Is it? No, it's retro. We do want to orient ourselves prograde again. So that's a bit of a longer turn here. To this here. And we want to warp. No, not warp. Burn, so we get the periapsis up again. We are quickly running out of fuel. Okay. Let's see. At the periapsis, we will burn again. No, we will not. At the opposite of the periapsis, here we will burn again. In that direction. We have to brake. This will probably take our orbit down a bit, but let's try this. We got a bit of a ways to go, 20 minutes, and we don't have so much fuel. The worst case, we'll abort here, but it would be awesome to get a nice circular orbit around Arctic pole. So we're gonna warp up 100 times, because we are pretty much aligned on target. And be ready now. Here we go. It's only gonna be a few seconds. We fire up our boosters. And again, the periapsis is very low. Yeah. We are going to deorbit now, because we are now out of fuel. Was definitely worth a try. I wonder if we could use the RCS thrusters to do this. So if I keep throttling in that direction with the RCS thrusters. They're really not doing a lot, are they? Very, very, very little. Estimated burn 4 days. Yeah. Well, we almost did it. Almost. So that was a fairly successful mission. I'm going to point this one retrograde and break him further, because we have a very, very bad slope here. I want to have it a bit steeper. And stop there. We almost made it. I suppose that's a bit of a tricky one to do. We burn, prograde. Well, retrograde. Lowering our orbit by more. I'm gonna see if I can get rid of all the monopropellant. It's gonna take a while, isn't it? As it's going down. So this craft is a bit heavy because it uses up a lot of fuel, but yeah, that'll do. Let's close off the flight engineer and put it there and just enjoy the beautiful space. Okay, I'm gonna speed up here. I'm gonna check our altitude. It's going very low. We are now going to hit the atmosphere. So I'm gonna see if I can turn this a bit, and then there we go. This one will fall off and burn in the atmosphere, hopefully, or it will hit some poor people. And I will fast forward this till we can deploy our parachute. And there we go. And now the debris is going down quickly. And it's gonna hit the water any moment now. Here we go. Can't really see a lot from in there. Well, he can see. Good. The parachute is out and they will slowly, gently fall to safety. Alright, so we know now how to do some orbital maneuvering. I am going to aim for some satellite work next. We're going to need to make a lighter upper stage. There we go. We can end the flight. I was curious about one thing. Due to overheating, yeah. Okay, well, that's how it is. So, we're gonna need to build a lighter upper stage. How to do that, I have no clue, but, well, we're gonna see what we can build. And I think that's gonna be it for this episode of Kerbal Space Program. In the next one, let's try and place a satellite or two in orbit, just for fun. Building a satellite. We can start with one of these Probodyne, the Octo ones. We'll put on an engineer on it. We'll probably want something there, so... there. Now this one can and will need an SAS module, although we could probably... let's see. We'll probably have to build something else. I would need... probably don't need any fuel for the actual satellite, so let's build up a structure on it. A couple of these struts. We will need an antenna. Let's build 4 of them like that. On that particular point, I think. No, on that point. They can expand. I'll make a control group for this. Can remove these. Don't need it right now. We will also need to put on one of these. Now, can I connect anything to the bottom of this? No, I can't. So it has to go on top. That's fine with me. If it will. No. Attach. Why won't it attach? There we go. Now this one, expanded, will be kind of a communications thing. And we'll probably want one of these. Not the radial attachment points. I don't think we want to make this a docking one. Although we will actually need that so we can release this one into orbit. Well, we could do it with some other things, but no. Now, this is a probe. It needs to have power. And power it gets from solar panels or the thermoelectronic generator. Plutonium. I don't want to go with plutonium or plutonium. Let's go for some solar panels. These guys. Yep. If we put that all around, it should have enough to last a decade or forever. And we should probably add a little bit of a battery pack. 4 batteries. Now, how heavy is this little thing? Only need 1. It's not very heavy. This I should be able to launch. The point is, I want to launch this in a very stationary orbit. So we need to have a fairly powerful thruster on the other side. However, I need to build this one, and I will keep this one as a reference, and it will be attached to a rocket. I'm thinking something along the lines of one of these. Actually, a one man should do for this. One of these with a Clampotron. No. Why can't that... Okay. Clampotron Junior. There. And a pod. Now this pod would need to be able to eject that one, but that would require one of... Nope. Those. Nope. Oh, we don't have any... Oh, that's a small one. There we go. So that one could get rid of that part before it deploys its twin parachutes. It's a fairly big parachute, I say. But we'll have to figure out the launch vehicle, and we'll have to build it with this one first, otherwise nothing will work. Anyhow guys, that's gonna be it for this episode, so take care and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.